Yes, welcome in, everyone. It's Thursday night. It is time for the full 10 questions. Yes, here we are. No waiting to upload it to YouTube or anything like that this week. We are going live across the globe. And here to defend his 6-1 record on the season, as usual, representing Team Full 10 Yards, is Tim. Tim, how are you this evening, my friend?
Yeah, doing well, very well. Obviously, we've released a half-term reports this week on the website. So I suppose if I had a half-time report on my performance on this, I suppose I'd get an A. Obviously one defeat, but going well.
Only a B plus, mate. There's always room for improvement.
Come on.
Always room for improvement. Anyway, let's see if our challenger this week can indeed take you down. Joining us tonight from the Boys at 5 Yard Rush, and you'll also find him as part of the Dolphin UK podcast. Welcome in, my old buddy in crime, Lee. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? It's been way too long.
It has indeed, mate. It has indeed. Good to see you. Let's hope your quiz brain is in gear. I know you said that you haven't necessarily watched a ton of games this week, but fingers crossed there's enough knowledge in there to take Tim down this week. Let's see how we get on.
Have you ever sat at home and watched one of those quiz shows and you shout at the person on TV because you know the answers? Yep, that's about to be me.
Well, good luck, my friend. I wish you all the best. Of course, as we are live, if you want to play along and get your answers in on the comments, we'll share some of them out as we go along. The boys are already in the Kahoot app, so let's get that up on the screen so you at home can see the questions and play along with us. Good luck, fellas. Let's get started with week number 8's full 10 questions. Technology playing up. There we go. Here it comes. Question number 1 then, fellas. How many teams failed to register a touchdown during week number 8? Were there 1? Were there 2? Were there 3? Or were there 4 teams that failed to register a touchdown during the week?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to go with that one.
Ooh, both the boys went for 2. There was actually 3 teams that fell into said category. We had my Cleveland Browns, Tim's Dallas Cowboys, and of course the lonely New York Jets, who managed 3 field goals in defeat at Kansas City. So neither of the boys off and running on the first question. Let's see if question 2 is any kinder to either of them. Question number 2, and we're going to that game, fellas, that I've just mentioned between the Chiefs and the Jets, and I want to know which player caught the first of Patrick Mahomes' 5 touchdown passes that he tossed against the Jets. Was it Tyreek Hill? Was it Travis Kelce? Was it Demarcus Robinson? Or was it Mecole Hardman?
I'm pretty sure it was him.
All 4 of those fellas did end up in the end zone, and yes, the boys both get that one right. It was indeed Mecole Hardman, a 30-yarder in the first quarter from Patrick Mahomes to open up the scoring. So well done, fellas, both on the score sheet from that one.
It's a real relief to get one right.
It was indeed, man. You got it in quick as well, mate. 925 points. That's a beauty. Question 3. Receivers question again, fellas. Who was the only one player to top 100 yards receiving in the Ravens versus Steelers game? Was it Juju Smith-Schuster? Was it Willie Snead? Was it Chase Claypool or Mark Andrews? We have a difference of opinion, but it was indeed Willie Snead. He got 106 receiving yards. The Pittsburgh Steelers leading receiver was Juju Smith-Schuster with 67. So, Tim, back into the lead, getting 2 on the bounce. Question number 4 coming up, boys. Lee, this is probably the game you watched. Jared Goff attempted how many passes for the Rams against the Dolphins? It was a lot. Was it 51? Was it 56? Was it 61? Or was it 66? It's an awful lot of passes, whichever way you want to answer it. But it was 61, fellas. 35 completions out of 61 attempts for 355 yards, the 1 touchdown but 2 interceptions. Just for comparison, Tua, 12 of 22, just a third of the passing attempts for Tua, but he won't care, neither will the Dolphins fans, as obviously it was the Dolphins that ended up getting the big win. One of you got it right, boys. Let's have a look at the scoreboard and see who it was. It was Tim again. He's pulling away. Come on, late. Let's see what we can do. Picture round coming up, boys. So, as always, question 5. The picture will slowly reveal itself. I just want to know who is in this week 8 image. So, obviously, points for getting there early. Anyone willing to take a gamble?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's you.
Oh, no, that's a terrible answer. I'm a terrible speller as well, so this is going to be atrocious.
Well, the boys have both gone in. It was actually T. Higgins. One of you has got it right. The other one did go for the booby trap of Giovanni Bernard and Tim. Tim, you are on fine form this evening. Gets another one on the board, yeah.
Wasn't sure if that was Tyler Boyd. He's 83. I was waiting for the second number to come because I knew it was an 8, and I was thinking, oh, is it 83 or 85?
I thought it was a 5. I thought Gio Bernard was 25. That was my rationale.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a sneaky question, but yeah, one of you did fall into the trap. Question 6, fellas. Which quarterback threw for more yards in the Raiders versus Browns game? Was it Derek Carr or was it Baker Mayfield? Both of the boys get that one right. It was indeed Baker Mayfield. Not exactly a stellar day for play through the air. 122 yards for Baker compared to 111 for Derek Carr. So, yeah, not exactly a lot of aerial attack going down. Plenty of weather causing havoc in Cleveland on Sunday. Tim, on for his high score of the year. Can Lee make a comeback? Question 7, boys. This one's a kicking question. I want to know, how long was the game-winning field goal from Will Lutz in the overtime win for the Saints against the Bears? Was it from 30, 35, 40, or 45 yards away?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to go with you. I think that's wrong, though. Yeah.
It was 35 yards, so yeah, not exactly a long one. But when I tell you Will Lutz missed an earlier one from 27, boys, that's a bit of a surprise. He's one of the best in the game, and he actually missed his shortest field goal attempt of the season, I believe, a 27-yarder. So no such thing as an automatic 3 points, is there? Tim's answer streak comes to an end, so Lee, the comeback potentially is on. Can he go on a bit of a streak to close us out? Question 8. How many rookies scored touchdowns in the Broncos versus Chargers game? Was there 1, 2, 3, or 4 rookies that ended up finding the end zone in this one? If you were listening to our podcast on Monday, you would have known that one of them was the fullback, Gabe Neighbors. He was one of 3 rookies that found the end zone. So Neighbors, Albert O, and KJ Hamler with the game winner. They were the 3 that found the end zone across the course of the game. One of the boys got that one right. Who was it? It was Tim, stretching out that lead. So it could be all over, but let's carry on anyway, boys. Question 9.
This is my best Jared Goff impression.
Which Seahawk picked off Jimmy Garoppolo before he left the game with an injury? I'm, of course, talking about the Seahawks 49ers match. Was it KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, DJ Reed, or Trey Flowers?
I don't know that one. 54, that's Bobby Wagner. Let's go with him.
It wasn't Bobby Wagner. It was DJ Reed. Yeah, not a good day at the office, was it, for Jimmy Garoppolo, let's be honest. And, yeah, only actually tossed the 1 interception. And it was DJ Reed when the 49ers were actually in scoring range that did pick him off.
Do you reckon DJ Reed is there? So if a library ever has a disco, that's the DJ they get in. DJ Reed. There it is. Come for the quiz, stay for the jokes.
Final question then, fellas. As always, I'm going to give you a list of players and I want them put into what you believe to be the correct order. So I want to know, ranking these running backs in terms of rushing yardage on the week, Start with the one who had the most and end with the one who had the least. So your 4 running backs to sort out for me are Leonard Fournette, Damian Harris, J.K. Dobbins, and David Montgomery. So all 4 led their respective teams in rushing, but who got the most and who got the least? One of the fellas has got it bang on, and that is your correct order. J.K. Dobbins with 113, Damian Harris with 102, David Montgomery with 89, and Leonard Fournette with 52. So I think we know who's won based on where we were heading into those final couple of questions. But just to confirm the scores on the doors, Lee finishes up with 3 out of 10, 2,770, and Tim, much improved performance on the week, back up to a 7 out of 10, 5,894 points. So Tim extends out to 7 and 1 on the year. Congratulations, mate. How do you feel?
Yeah, good performance. That they did. The question just felt right for me today. So yeah, happy with that.
Can't be bad, mate. Can't be bad.
Yeah.
I would go and ask Lee how he feels. But
he's scarpered. Oh, he's still there.
He's still there. We can hear him. We can't see him. Lee, you didn't feel very confident. There he is. He's back with us.
Trying to fix it. Oh no, it's gone.
You said you didn't feel confident heading in, mate. 3 out of 10. How'd you feel?
It's a letdown. I'm gonna have to come on and redeem myself at some point.
We'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have a newborn, and I watched maybe 3 games at the weekend. It's a poor excuse, but
it's a very, very, very legitimate excuse, mate. And to be fair, you have come in as a bit of a last minute replacement for us tonight. We are extremely grateful for that. The initial challenger unfortunately couldn't join us, so no, genuinely really do appreciate you coming on, as we do with all of our guests. We will definitely get you back on, mate, after a weekend where you've been able to catch a bit more football action. But where can all of our followers and listeners get to see you and your content, mate?
So yeah, I mean, follow the guys over at 5 Yard Rush. I'm always doing stuff kind of in the background there, doing some video work and stuff on the website, and listen to the pods there. The 5 Yard Rush College guys, they're always doing great stuff. And then me and your man Andy on the Dolphin UK podcast, where we just basically talk Dolphins all the time.
No, absolutely, mate. Plenty of stuff to be positive about when it comes to the Dolphins. Looking forward to watching that one on Sunday night. We speculated it may well be the Dolphins on Sky, and that indeed has turned out to be the case. As Tim mentioned, full report cards coming up for all of the teams across the NFL. The AFC was released today. The NFC will be released hopefully tomorrow, just getting the final touches on that article, and that will be with you. Of course, you'll have all your game previews and everything ahead of week number 9. We'll be back on Monday for the podcast, so look forward to interacting along with you all then. And of course, if you just join us week to week for the quiz, we'll be back next Thursday for another edition of the Full 10 Questions. Someone come and take Tim on. 7 and 1. Who'd have thought it, eh? 7 and 1. Who would have thought it? And he honestly doesn't cheat, ladies and gents. He really doesn't. I can promise you that he doesn't cheat at all. Right then, fellas, that's it. Let's close it out for the week. Until next time on the Full 10 Questions, it's bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.